Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Toby and I are hanging out and we've got a few messages for you this morning. It is April 13th, 2025 and the time is about 15 minutes until 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We've got the curator and his friends talking about someone who is 10 years old. There's so many of them, someone said. And someone has given them a word of advice. The ancestors aren't playing. You know, it's like many of you earth angelics, you know, you were being doppelganged in the astral and in these other realms, and the nefarious ones were pretending to be you. But it's like the divine has claimed you, the Most High God has claimed you, and now there are other duplicates of you out there. It's like you are an original human template, which is phenomenal and fantastic. You were able to pull yourself through a whole lot of adversity while other people were mimicking you or pretending to be you with your genetic codes and all of that, wearing masks and trying to vilify you. But the divine found you instead and saw everything that you had been going through. And they said, hey, that is a beautiful template right there. And it appears as though the divine has many duplicates of you, or in the different realms, there are many of you. It's like you're the mothers and the fathers of the new generation of humans within these different and various spaces and places, because you are so powerful, not in that you are God or goddess, but in that you are that spark of creation which was able to withstand a phenomenal amount of adversity. And so, of course, they want to utilize this very special quality when it comes to this new chapter. And they also want to keep the original cloaked or protected. So this is where I'm going with that. This is where I'm picking up. It's really a beautiful thing, and it's a shift. Like, there's still many of you out there having various experiences within different timeline dynamics, within various universes and such. It's incredible. So anyway, there's that. And then there was something and evict. So these ones are trying to call their past behaviors a mistake. They're being told that it was not a mistake, that it was purposeful, and cruel beyond measure. And then it sounded like the curator said 10 of overs, the 10 of overs. I'm guessing that's the 10 of swords. You know, they were utilizing your template, and they were performing very nefarious deeds, trying to get the Most High God to see you as unworthy of the position that you have been holding within the cosmic reality. And it just didn't turn out that way. You know, lies are lies, and they'll always be lies, but the truth will always be the truth. And then the Most High God and Goddess Mother Father, they're not easily fooled by, you know, wizards and warlocks and magical illusions. So this tyrant told the courts or the authorities that he wouldn't be doing the things that he's been doing anymore. But he's over there in the shadows talking about a Sagittarius. They need a feminine Sagittarius. Apparently that's part of their prophecy. And they need her to be a pregnant sacrifice because they need to create the storyline of the Immaculate Birth. So that's pretty incredible. They're still talking about appetizers for their black hole soul. They insist that the light-bearing people, the earth angels, oh, look, there's Toby, that the earth angelics heal their soul. And the problem is that their soul is a black hole. It's just a black hole that devours souls and light energy. You can't heal that by continuously feeding other life to it. You know, if it's intelligent at all, it's got to be able to learn how to transmute itself, or there's no hope for it. Isn't he cute? He's just so adorable. Doing his thing. So they're being very quiet right now, you know, due to all the trouble that they're in with the authorities. But they've lied in the court to the authorities. And in the background, they're still making plans to do the very things that they have just sworn that they would not be doing. They still want to gain a relationship with a star or a sun, or many of them. They're desperate to reclaim the merchandise belonging to these ones, which is the energy and the gifts, the mental, intellectual property, the creator ability that they have inherently because of who they are and who they are connected to, where they come from, who they come from. They want to transfer this woman out of the scenario. There's a woman here that they really don't like. They want to harvest her energy and her gifts, but it requires a relationship, a partnership, a friendship, a relationship, a business ship, whatever. Some kind of ship. They need to get themselves attached to your ship. Or she has to be 100%, whatever this means. Their frequency trap won't work unless the angelic being is 100%. So what they did, though, is they took these angelics and they gave them a twist. They gave them a twist, and they were trying desperately to peel the love out of them and the divine spark of love, right? They thought for certain that they were going to be able to just do away with you. So you're not 100%. They're saying that you are 96%. But God is all wise and all knowing and knows that these ones won't be obtaining her or the essence with their frequency trap. That's not going to be permitted. There's something about a redeemer. A redeemer. So these antagonists are talking about devotion. So apparently there's a redeemer here, and the people are devoted to this person or these people. There could be a collective family, divine. Maybe they have given the redeemer ability or authority to one in particular, and people are devoted to this person. It appears that they feel better operating out of a sense of love than they do of suffering and lack and having to, hurt self or hurt others in order to gain. It appears that many are operating out of honor and devotion and love. They prefer it. Not everyone is a backstabbing, thieving, two-bit snake. They don't want to be that. They're making a conscious choice. Passions are going to be ignited, Spirit Divine stated. Passion is not lust. So lust is the root and the sacral chakra. Lust is fight or flight. Lust is beastly and disconnected from love, from the heart. Passion is the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye with your vision, and then your crown connected to the divine, right? You're operating out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chakras with passion. And in a sacred, intimate connection, it would include the sacral and the root. But according to my idea, it would only be if the other 5 chakras were activated in this connection. Otherwise, it's just lust. So yeah, folks can do a whole lot with passion before it ever connects to the lustful energy or the sacred passion energy. Passion is the soul's song. It is the heart's song. Seated by the divine in every single flesh temple, according to the energy that it embodies. It's a specific frequency, a specific song that the divine has placed here in order to have that song develop into healing energy. So you've got poets, you've got people who sing, you've got people who write beautiful calligraphy and or paint or draw or create with their hands, anything, wood, metal, playing with the elements of creation itself, transforming it into something that's in alignment with their specific skill and desire. The curator and team were attempting to do something, and he's saying that, and it's not happening. That. They have a whole lot of these masculines focusing on the earth angelics. Their intentions for them aren't sticking. It appears that your energy is too high. You're so far out of South Node, it's just not working. So he may be concerned about a return. They are talking about rectifying in silence. Rectify is to fix or correct something without making it known to others, often through a quiet action or reflection. It's a deliberate choice to address a problem or a mistake privately. They don't want their reputation tarnished. They don't want people to know the truth about what they've done. So this is in the astral, this is in the 5D court system, it appears, which those court systems aren't corrupt. So it's about ready to trickle down into 3D, and they don't want this coming out. It could be that somebody is mindfully choosing to stay out of a negative space. Like maybe they just don't want to deal with these people. But it sounds more like to me they don't want the actual populace in flesh suits to know what it is they've done. They could be completely out of the loop now. Whatever is being rectified is being done in silence, which could be these shifts, these, because you're rewriting everything in the 5D, and it will trickle down into the 3D. You are reformatting everything. Everything. It's being done silent. silently, like, you know, there's no big bold announcement. That's not how God works. You know, God's like a quiet explosion in your mind. It can be, or it can be a gentle breeze, dependent on what you need. So these tyrants are stalking someone real hard. There's a lot of fear energy out there right now. It was there all night. It was like an influx of energies looking for some kind of a solution present, and yet unable to. So they need to sacrifice this person or people who are changing things up. They're very afraid. As an empath, you might be picking up on this energy. It's not your energy. There is fear regarding the good work that you are doing in alignment with the Most High. As a son or a star daughter, take it as it resonates. So they need to sacrifice this person or people. They're changing things up, and they need to do it in silence. That could be what they are talking of when they speak of rectify in silence, because they're being watched. Like everything they're doing is being watched. Everything they're saying is being listened to. There has been a complete shift over who is dominating the collective mental space that is shared by humans and others using other technology. Somebody's saying, we put all this money into to dot, 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 and the dot, 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 dot. So they're realizing their mistake. And yet they're being told to continue with it. The other day they were talking about going back to ancient Greece, but that particular time traveling event is too costly. They want to go back in time and alter things. Then it sounded like a younger masculine said, I'm fulfilled, which is satisfied and happy. Somebody is upset with these nefarious ones. They're saying, you sent tons of people. Tons of people they sent after you, earth angelics. Every one of you had hundreds of people trying to crush you and obliterate you. Mentally, emotionally, energetically. They were trying desperately to destroy your reputation in the other realms by wearing your mask, by utilizing your intellectual property, your creation, and the creation of the Most High God, Goddess, when it comes to the temple that your spirit and soul reside in. So they sent tons of people after you. And there's a misogynist narcissist who is still trying to convince people that it's the right thing to do, to hurt someone who isn't hurting them, to move against those who are fulfilling their promises. There's something about forgiveness. This tyrant who wants desperately to get back the merchandise of the earth angels and then punish them, desperately needs these ones to continue working on his behalf. But it appears as though whatever they have done in the past has been forgiven, and they have received their portion according to the divine. The curator is talking about medicine. It's like they want to curse the medicines. They keep talking about this. It's like they want people vulnerable to their misdeeds. Whatever medicines they're utilizing to promote inner balance and harmony, they really want to disrupt that. I had a vision. of a young woman wearing what appeared to be a crocheted bodysuit. No, it's a sleeveless, legless, snap in the crotch, crocheted bodysuit, and it was yellow. It was beautiful, and it had a waist or a hip belt. Like there was a green kind of a sash around the hips. It was a beautiful little item. I was thinking, gee, many crickets. Now I'm going to have to go find a pattern so that I can make one. It looked fairly simple. This curator and tyrant buddies, they're talking about something being transferable, which are liabilities or legal rights. The other day, they were talking about signatures and humans. This could be about souls and energy. See, this curator who has been in the market of buying and selling human souls, and they're the temples that house them, and doing, slavery, pretty much, running a slave trade with humanity. So this person apparently had the rights to do such things. I don't think that was the intention when they were gifted those rights. I don't think that they were supposed to be slave traders of humanity. I think they were supposed to be teachers and guardians of such, but they decided to move against and betray the divine by brutalizing source energy flowing through the temples of the earth angelics. So it's like these are transferable, like these rights that they have been enjoying are being transferred and able to be used legally by somebody else. So that means that humanity is no longer part of this curator's slave trade. They get a new life according to the new guardianship, is the best way I can put it. So this curator's business is not locked in. Like the assets are going to another. They have talked about humans as chattel, as a commodity, and this is how they've been seen: an energetic source, a spiritual inheritance source, a meat food source, a blood harvesting drug source, all kinds of crap, as the actual trafficking, which satisfies their little phallus, and this beautiful little thing that they worship. So anyway, it's like the ownership, it's like the divine, the Most High has reclaimed the humans, and this person and their people are no longer allowed to do this. It is forbidden. But they're still talking about in the shadows, they're still talking about operating as the same exact as they always have. The Earth School and its inhabitants have been transferred to a new teacher or teachers. It's under new guardianship. A new guidance system is in place. Now, the 3D is trying desperately to keep up with this, right? But they're like pretenders, and they don't really want to do what is going on in the astral, right? They want to dominate and control and oppress, and it's just not gonna work out that way, Now, the Most High God and Goddess, Mother, Father, Creators, they have family. See? And in this realm, people have been bamboozled into thinking that it's just God, right? And everything else is stemming from that. They don't acknowledge the entirety of the family. The Most High God, as far as our understanding, has infinite levels beyond. Now, when I think of this, I think of, the Most High God who rules over the land of Trine, the realm of, the Trine. And the king of that highest heavenly mountain is there also, the one who has all authority. Now, I'm not religious, but this is from my own experience and my own sacred connections. And there's no names. People in this realm, they get hung up on names and storylines attributed to those names, when it's all energy and it's all source in various forms. Like I said earlier, there are currently many aspects of you in these different realms, spaces, and places. And you're young. You're young and you're beautiful. And, some of you are 10 in a specific realm. Some of you may be 14. Some of you may be 25, 30. I mean, in various realms throughout whatever various positions are needing to be held by this sacred energy, which is you, earth angelic, is within these different realms and dimensional systems, bringing back the harmony and the balance. True, right? These are all aspects of you in all of your various forms as your giant self. It's like they're all avatars of your most high self. It's like your most high gigantic self has put out feelers, right? And there's one over here and one over here. And it's like the master self has got many avatars in these many different spaces and places and are watching everything, collecting data, making certain that everything is flowing properly. It's really exciting. So anyway, that's what I got for you this morning, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.